What's going on, guys? It's Jaron from WearTesters.com here with the first impression on the KD Trey 5-2. Let me just get this off my chest. I really don't like it when companies put numbers in a shoe's name. For example, like the KD Trey 5 and the Rose 773. Because then when the sequels and the third shoe and the fourth shoe comes out, it just gets confusing. I mean, KD Trey 5-2, that sounds like an area code or a phone number. Or how about this one, Rose 7733. Man, that doesn't even sound cool, man. Anyways, I just had to get that off my chest. Let's get straight into it. So starting off with the traction, you see an XDR outsole. I believe the XDR is this 4-foot black portion, and this translucent portion is just like a regular translucent outsole. But you can see the very deep ridges. Nike's marketing it as like these extreme cuts, cut down for weight, and it does. I mean, it really does. As you can see, if this was just rubber, it would weigh a lot more because the XDR rubber is very durable. One thing I found interesting, underneath it, you can kind of see the KD6 traction under there. You see the pentagons and stuff like that. DC storytelling traction pattern. Then out here you have like really deep herringbone, like deep herringbone. So these should last you very good outside. I'm not too sure about this. I'm gonna test it out for you guys. But if you're a 4-foot heavy player, this XDR outsole will last extremely long. It's a real big plus for outdoor ballers. I know durability on outsoles is really hard to find these days, and this XDR outsole is a cure for that problem. Going on to the cushion, you can see the Nike Zoom branding there. This is a Phylon injected midsole with a 4-foot Zoom unit. It's probably a very small unit, very thin, but outdoors, it's not that big of a deal. For me, outdoors, I prefer impact protection over responsiveness. The reason that being, because outdoor, it hurts your knees and I want the most protection possible. Indoors, however, I do prefer a little bit more of a responsive ride. These, however, I feel like I'm not sure how they're gonna perform. It seems like a very responsive, heavy cushion setup, but you never know till you actually go try it out. Again, this is a low top outdoor basketball sneaker that's probably catered towards guards who like to, you know, do a little shake and bake and like to cross over and things like that. So explosive players such as myself that like impact protection, this shoe might not be perfect for those types of players, but still adequate enough. Now the material on the upper is a hyperfuse. It's a very durable hyperfuse. It's very pliable. I like this hyperfuse. It looks like what's on the Kyrie 1. You see an extra layer of hyperfuse in these targeted areas in the 4-foot, so that when your toe does drag on that black top, it's giving you really good durability so that the material doesn't separate from the midsole. Another thing that I really like is you see the flywire here, it's underneath that layer of mesh so that they won't rip off. I've seen players playing the 2013 Hyper Dunk, I believe, and their flywire is ripped off. Like it broke, and that defeats the purpose of flywire. That strand of flywire that breaks, it's done. It can't do its job because it's not giving you that lockdown support that it provides you if it were not snapped off. So I really like that they put the flywire underneath that layer of mesh to kind of protect it. One thing that I found really odd is, check this out, it's gonna look like a clown sleeve. Like, man, these are some long laces. Granted, I don't have it pulled up to the last eyelet, but like these are, look, it's really, really long. Like, that's crazy, but you know what? That's not too big of a deal. Here's a little close-up on some of the design elements. You see the KD logo right there with the thunder bolts or lightning bolts, whatever you want to call them. In the Nike swoosh, you have that like meteorology type pattern as well over here on the medial side. You got this weird hit of volt, which is like a weird addition. I don't know, and it's leather. Like, it's just weird. It's just there. It's like, boom, volt. I don't get it, but whatever. Here you see the Trey 5 branding, so KD Trey 5, and on the back underneath you have a 3-5. I don't know why, I just really like that design element. It kind of makes it feel like a PE, and we all know that's the holy grail of basketball shoes, these PEs. As far as this back heel, I think this is like a really weird design. It kind of just, I don't know, it looks like a spine of like a dinosaur. Like, that's the first thing that I thought of. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm not too sure how I feel about this translucent section. I'm kind of afraid that it's not going to be as durable as this 4-foot black section, but you never really know. That's why I gotta go out there, wear test them for you guys, and let you know the truth. Paul Pierce style. How am I gonna call myself a Laker fan when I just shout out Paul Pierce in my video? Whatever. So the reason why I picked up the KD Trey 5.2 is because it's an outdoor specific model that sits at a low price point. And that's a lot of the people that watch my videos. You guys are always asking me, hey, what's a good outdoor model? You know, I don't want to spend too much money, because let's face it, when you play outdoors, you tear up your shoes and you don't want to pay a lot of money for that. I completely understand. I've been there. Back home in Maui, we basically only had outdoor courts to play at when the indoor courts were being used by high schools, leagues, stuff like that. So outdoor models were a big part of my life, so I know what I'm talking about when it comes to outdoor models. The things that I look for an outdoor model are breathability and durability, because you want them to last long. You don't want to spend $110, which is low compared to other models, but still, that's a lot of money. You don't want to spend that much on a shoe that's just gonna fall apart on you, especially on that traction, because you don't want to be slippity sliding everywhere. Breathability, I say this because the majority of outdoor basketball games are played in the summer, because in the winter it's colder, the nights are shorter, etc, etc. While in the summer you got those long nights that last till 8 p.m. You can play at night if you got a court with lights all night, because it's not going to be freezing cold. And breathability for me is very important, because you don't want all that sweat to build up in the heat in summer and then you get those gnarly blisters. That's just nasty and gross and uncomfortable, and nobody wants that. So for me, I hope the KD Trey 5.2 gives me what I need when I'm looking for an outdoor model. There's only one way to find out. That's to wear test it. Give it a few weeks for the performance review. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Coming in like a violin. Usually I wanna go and get violent. Your friends say he's on top of the world, so I had him knock him down so them jokers wouldn't try again. So